Hello to all you
Hello.
nifty nerds, gaming goons, and joystick jockeys out there in Pixelland. This is Double Shift, the show where seasoned game industry vets talk about horseshoes. What is a horseshoe? What does a horseshoe do? Is anybody listening to me? But before we get to that, we'll talk about video games. How much, Danelle?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I am your host, Mikey, aka DJ We Ain't Got No Milk. Along with my friend, former colleague, and currently putting some damn water on that is Danelle. Say hello, Danelle.
Hello, Danelle. Water on it. That's a new one.
And then there was producer Jeff eating up all the food.
All the year 2000 snacks.
Yeah. Well, that's not the quote, but we'll leave it at that.
Oh, I messed it up.
Listen, I don't want any. I don't want the pig's feet or the hog maws, like he says in the quote. I'm good off of that.
What's
stuff.
a hog maw?
It's like pig stomach, you know.
It's not something from Harry Potter?
Could be.
Listen, I'm gonna skip around a little bit because this is a very special episode of Double Shift. This is our first episode with a special guest in this show's young history. I believe it's episode 32, so it took us 32 attempts to get someone to finally say yes, and we tricked him into thinking it was something completely different. And now he's stuck with us because we started recording.
Yeah, I thought I was helping out some Nigerian prince with some money that he sorely needed.
Right.
So
that is still you can still wire that money.
okay.
On the
Okay.
table. Yeah.
Okay.
So this week's episode is blandly titled Shaynuff, because Shaynuff is a name that our guest goes by. It is literally an honor to have a living video game legend in our presence today, a man who has traveled the world during his time at EA. He would describe his time at SONY as SOSODEF Dynamite.
Wow.
Somebody that one would call a laugh riot during his time at Riot. And a dude who dared to compare Jersey Joe's with Amato's on the same day at Machine Zone. A man that goes by many names. Mr. Alignment. And of course his girl's name is Misalignment.
Oh
Good
my
joke.
god.
Wait, hold on. Shaynuff, also known as what's it called? Boss Man. And also, whoo! Oh man. But we know him as Mikey Shimoda. Please welcome and give a big double shift welcome to Mr. Sean Shimoda. Oh, we have to work on whatever our welcome is, but it's the first guest, so.
I've had that song stuck in my head ever
Thank
since I saw his name again.
Yeah. Would you care to sing a little bit for us?
Mikey Shimoda.
Yeah. Ooh,
Nice.
my little pretty Sean. Pretty Sean.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you are Shimoda, some nice Shimoda. So, really quick, Jeff is going to, when you watch this on YouTube, put our Instagram and our email. Nobody emails us. Jeff, do we have any emails this week? No. Okay. But yeah, go check out the Instagram and the emails and the YouTubes. Jeff put a whole bunch of shorts. He ate his shorts, and then he put them on YouTube.
Did he salute him too?
He saluted them, he ate them, whatever else you do with shorts.
Ew, I don't know what eating them. Might have some flavor though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey
you're
Jeff,
right.
I'll give you my Friendster and MySpace info to put up there.
Absolutely.
Friendster. Wow.
Friendster is definitely a throwback. How are you doing, Sean? Long time no see.
Yeah.
Like I would always say, I'm doing rubbery.
You
Just-
did always say that.
You know, it's it's rife is good. So
That's very much on brand. I expected nothing less, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing that. Let me correct you. Life is good, and that you're doing lovely. But
yeah.
He looks cozy, like I said. He looks
I
nice
know.
and warm.
I
I know. I need to put I should have got a hoodie today. Where's my hoodie?
Nice.
It's funny because I think at the end of my time at MZ, we were doing it all the meetings virtually. But when I joined Testronic, the additional nickname that I got was Hoodie Shimoda, because in every meeting, all I would wear is hoodies all the time, and so they started calling me Hoodie Shimoda.
That's funny.
That's cute. I feel like it could have been more creative. They're looking at you and seeing what you're doing and just putting that action to your last name. But I liked some of those boys, so it's okay. It's all right.
Well, certainly, I think we had a little bit more free culture and a lot more humor with the group at MZ. I mean, every morning we started with Nick singing to us, which I still have so many videos of.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the sort of scale of how much whatever whether he was saying a poem or a quote or a song would hit was all over the place, which kind of really did make it like a box of chocolates.
Some people would get angry at sometimes when he would say certain things, and it's like, man, you're missing the point here. But whatever, it's fine.
I mean, come on,
yeah.
Sontag had some trouble.
Well, it's funny that you would say that, Danelle, because Nick.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Nick is the I don't remember guy, which is true. He often doesn't remember, but I feel like you're right there with them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. At least still in office for sure. Pandemic, I can't. No, we didn't have him do it all the time. I think that would have gotten old.
It must have been when we were all crammed together in that small room when we would Zoom the LV.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I do slightly remember that.
Yeah, we've talked about our scrums on this show before, Sean, and it's probably why Danelle and I can't get jobs, because we're like, oh yeah, and then Danelle said that her favorite type of bread is a certain pickle one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this guy was a manager and he was talking about that stuff. That's great. Passed.
See. Well, I mean, to be fair, I know that it does, seem like red flags, but I think it was such a key part of the culture
especially
that
the pandemic,
allowed us to really, I think, get through it and sort of. It's one of those things where I think it was really underappreciated a lot of the times, especially during some of those scrums when people were so upset, but at the same time. I mean, I think it really is what helped the sort of culture that was there. That for the people that weren't angry at those things and really participated and contributed to it, I think a lot of the group, whether they realize it or not, sort of needed it, especially during some of the difficult times. And if it wasn't for that, I think we would have been burnt out.
Yeah,
I think we were the only group that maintained our perspective and our humor. Seeing all these other people and all these other folks just get so burnt out and angry.
Yeah, no, and what I would say is the team realized it, because I'd be like, you guys let me know if we should change our morning routine, and everyone would be like, no, I like that morning routine. It's the only thing I like. It's the other 7.5 hours of the day that I'm not a fan of. So they did like it. It's a tough gig, man. In general, not just Machine Zone, but the game industry. So listen, you've been you've been in the game industry since I think jacks were invented. Jacks, the ball and the.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, since they would mod the abacus into little, and it looked like, that's why when I saw Tetris, I was just all like, oh, is this a math calculator?
Oh my
exactly.
God.
So
so the fans a bunch of fans heard you were coming on somehow. At least that's the joke, and they've demanded that I do some sort of interview, and I have to be, I'm pretty modest, I would say. But I built a reputation for being probably the best interviewer in at least the QA professional space, if not all of gaming, Right, Danelle, you would agree, right? You've said
yeah,
that.
yeah. Your interview was amazing.
Amazing. And so, yeah, the fans demanded it via email, which is doubleshiftpod@gmail.com, all one word. I just wanted to get that plug in for the email one more time. Really, that was all ploy to get a plug in. But we get hundreds, if not thousands, of emails. Right? Can you confirm, Jeff? Like holding up a finger, how many emails do we usually get, like in a week?
Not the middle one. No.
5? Oh yeah, I was hoping you'd do 0. So without further ado, Shimoda, if you don't mind, I do have some interview questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For you, and I've done my research.
Okay.
I've done my research. Believe it or not, there's research to be done on you. And so I'm going to start with this, Mr. Shimoda. You're on trial here, basically.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
All on MobyGames.com, which for those of you who don't know, who are listening or watching, is kind of the IMDb of video games. I believe we probably all have one, but on Shimoda's, you were credited with a special thanks for 2 Command & Conquer titles. So this is a 2-part question. Did you actually do anything to deserve this special thanks? And why is a special thanks better than a regular thanks?
Yeah, I think the special thanks was kind of like, special in the sense that I think it was, they were just like, well, then we have to give a special thanks for the person that really didn't do much on the project, but provided entertainment, and he tried, but we're gonna give him that he's special kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, that's basically what it was. I was trying to be a mascot, and I'm not sure which Command and Conquer, but for some interesting info, if it was no, I think it was after, but like during that time, it was like at EA there was a lot of crunch, and it was just around the time of EA Spouse.
Yes, yeah.
If EA Spouse was one of my coworkers, well, not the spouse, but the husband of the spouse was one of our QA engineers on the team. That ended up, where we were just crunching so much.
Believe it or not, our audience isn't just Brandon, Alberto, and Watson. So for our millions of younger fans, do you want to go into what EA Spouse is really quick? Because I
don't even know what the heck that is. I was like, what are you talking? I thought no idea what you're talking about.
Part of gaming working history.
Yeah, I mean, I think EA Spouse in the industry was kind of like the pinnacle of, the workers pushing back on how much crunch there was. And so in this specific case, the spouse of one of the folks that worked so much sort of, I think, escalated things. I don't know exactly how, but sort of escalated things, and it became a lawsuit to the point where EA then had to pay people back pay for overtime and all that stuff, because they would do a practice where folks would be working 80 to 100 hours a week, and then they wouldn't get any overtime because they were salaried, and so this was that big thing of where the companies would make someone salaried and then say that, hey, we could just make these folks work like 80 hours and not have to pay them that extra time. So then they ended up getting paid, I think, for a lot of the overtime and all that stuff that they were working. But during that time, it was probably like the most hours I've ever worked, because there was a couple of times where I worked over 100 hours in a week. And this was, during this time too, was the height and I think the peak of kind of like packaged good style. And if you remember packaged good style, like the holiday season, like everything had to get out before the holiday season. Packaged goods was to a point where, you had to have at least a month to get first party certified, and then you needed at least another month or 2 for manufacturing and then shipping. So it was at least like a 3-month process to submit and then of course like make all the CDs and all that kind of stuff to get up on the shelves at like
CDs.
Walmart and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but at any rate, the whole EA spouse stuff was just like a huge
I didn't even hear
deal
about
at the
this.
time. And it also at that same time too was the whole issue with contractors too as well. That was right around the time when I think Apple and a bunch of other companies were getting um, sued as well for using the contractor technique, which then spawned the, you have to hire them within a certain time. If not, you have to let them go. And so
Yep.
instead of that actually helping the contractors, it instead became this thing of like, well, we're going to just furlough you for like 3 months and then hire you back.
That's what happened to me.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I was a contractor, and what they did was they called them sessions. So you would work for a session, and then you would be
I know
off
what
the
a
next
session
session,
is.
but then you can come back the session after that. So yeah, it was kind of the way they got together. I believe the special thanks were expansions for Red Alert 3 and Tiberium Wars 3. I think they were expansions, so you probably were like
okay.
off the project or something like that. But I'll move on to my next question. Actually, I have a statement. Here at Double Shift, Sean, we don't like to discriminate against age, and so I won't ask you how old you are, but I will ask you what is the best era of video games in your opinion?
I mean,
Ooh.
I guess it would depend on how you would define the best era, because I think it's kind of like I don't know why it keeps auto framing, but
I
it's
think it's
kind of like
awesome. You're like talking, it's like, ooh, dramatic. Yeah.
yeah. I guess the thing would be it depends on, because for me it's gonna be more than nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and so
Okay.
like the best era is gonna always be like when I felt the most extreme of positive emotions, which is gonna be like
Yeah.
this time or the 80s for me,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
because like for like even for the world during that time it was like getting something like the Nintendo Entertainment System with a little robot that you could
Yes.
get and stuff like that was just
Robot.
crazy
Rob.
during that time.
Yeah. Name's Rob.
And it's one of those things too where like you can tell that the nostalgia factor was so much because with emulators and stuff, when you go back and play certain games you're like, oh, this game is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But for some reason you just remembered it being so good.
Yes. Yep.
And so it's very difficult because I think every era I could tell you why and argue why it's the best, but I will say that I think the
True.
80s for me is probably going to be one of the biggest things, just because of how video games put itself on the map.
Yeah,
And
of course.
sort of in the lines of sort of what Danelle was doing with the doll earlier, it penetrated the marketplace to the point where like video games became just a de facto thing that
Yeah.
sort of pushed the music industry aside and was just like, hey, we're here too, and then subsequently started to
Hong Kong.
then surpass music and
That was
movies
a
actually.
long-winded answer to say the 80s.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for your cue for a sneeze.
Oh.
Yes.
So
Listen, if he just drones on and on, Danelle, you just go ahead and tickle your nose and sneeze.
I know. That's not how I sneeze.
Yeah, no, I
need to
was, I
tickle
was,
something else.
I was. Jesus Christ.
My armpit.
Almighty.
I mean,
Yeah. No, look at Jeff's face. That says it all. I was really I was interested in the answer. I was also like, I was like, we're not going to ask how old you are, and then ask you what your favorite era was, and I knew you would say the 80s. And then I was like, of course he's going to say the 80s and talk about nostalgia. So then I wanted to get some nostalgic reactions from you. I'm just going to hold some things up, and I want you to say intricate and interesting things for your reactions, like, oh, nice.
oh no.
So here's the first one.
look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pinball.
And then,
Aw.
oh yes, I mean that was like one of the first sort of like super difficult games that like that's one of the things today when I look at Contra, I look at how back in the day it meant something if you completed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like today it doesn't really mean anything because they make the games to the point like I think there was one game that you don't have to do a thing and you could still complete it. Like literally, you could leave the controller.
We've definitely talked about this before. It's
Yeah,
like everyone says the same thing. It's so funny how we all feel that way.
Yeah, but I mean, like, definitely video games back in the day wasn't trying to go for the casual people, and it was like the ones that you actually completed, it really meant something.
Yeah.
Which today it just means nothing, in my opinion. I mean, certain games like Silk Song or like Celeste or whatever, they make the game so difficult that like if you do complete it, it means something, but that's very rare and few and far between.
Yeah, and those ones are meant for like, or not made for, but like streamers really take those ones on. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
This difficult game that I could do. Here's just one more because this is a twofer. There's a game, but look what else I have. A sleeve.
Oh yeah, the sleeve.
The sleeve cartridge.
Oh, Kung Fu, so awesome.
Kung Fu. But you know, I've done the bad guy laugh from Kung Fu on this show before. It's
Is that what he sounds like? I believe you because you're really good at impressions.
It's exactly what he sounds like. In fact,
well, you can't do that laugh without having like the background like MIDI style music. That like literally had the limited amount of musical notes that you could even have in a game.
And on the NES, when a sound effect would happen, the music would pause for a second, so it would be.
So it didn't have different layers. It only had one.
Yeah, exactly. Layer. Here's maybe a bit of controversy. Let's get into an argument. What's the last best era of video games? Because I'm going to say, I truly believe that there was a last best era, and I still love video games. I think, for me personally, the era since that last best era, there's a lot of things that piss me off about it. But what would you guess would be the last best era of video games for the gamers?
So when you say eras, are you just talking about time?
Let's describe an era as like the console, like when so like, you know, the NES or like the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis was an era, right? The PlayStation and the N64 was an era, that type of thing.
So does Stadia count as an era?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
You were the one Stadia owner, I believe. So,
I guess then did the Switch come out after the PS4, or did the PS4 come out? And would the Switch and PS4 be the same era?
Yeah, I'd say that'd be the same. I'd say that'd
you
be
guys
the same
got
era.
me.
Yeah.
I would say that's the last like good era is the PS4 and Switch. Because I mean I think there's just like the Switch itself was, I think, put itself on the map as being such a good era, I guess.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because that is a good argument. So my answer to that is the PS2, GameCube, the first Xbox is the last best era, and it's because companies weren't doing, like, I hate buying a fighting game now, and the amount of DLC that's involved with it is atrocious. Like, I love Mortal Kombat. Me and my buddy, guest writer Sam Squant, bought the Mortal Kombat 1, you know, Super Ultimate Edition when it came out a couple years ago. And so we got all the DLC, but, like, there's still a $10 Halloween fatality that you can buy or that kind of stuff. And then, and PS2 games were, like, with the fighting game, you would have to grind for hours and hours and hours to get all the content, but you got all the content. You paid money and you got all the content. And so that
So-
for me is the last great era for gamers. For companies,
Yeah.
I get why they do it because money.
Well, yeah, but
So-
it's annoying,
So since this is an argument,
Yes.
let's just pretend that I cut you off,
Yeah.
and
And then
I
another
basically,
thing.
yeah, exactly. I'm going to stop you right there. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a partial. What? Every single time I put my hand up, it thinks that I'm auto framing. So, that was a partial Jameson sort of
I just
vibe
forgot
going
the other
off
day.
there. I'm gonna. It's a great game. It's a great game. I spent thousands of dollars on that.
I spent all my Boston baked beans money that I made back.
Well, there you go, Boston baked beans. I was trying to figure out what you used to say.
Yeah, one time back in Boston. Sorry, I hope he doesn't listen.
So I guess my heated argument against you, Mikey, you Giants fan, is I think the PS4 and the Switch, like there are so many great games that I think reached the peak for me. Like on PS4, I think like Uncharted 4, and also Last of Us, was just, I think those games like had just huge impact, and it's hard for me to look past just some of those games.
Yeah.
And the way that they are. Like I think for nostalgia, like again, the OG systems and the early 90s to late 80s were like the best era. But yeah, I can't look past just how good both the Switch was as the for hardware purposes, and like how it really got co-op sort of to be a thing local. Like I mean, I think everyone remembers back when Halo first came out, and you used to have to bring separate Xboxes in order to do like local LAN. And I think the Switch sort of like just made a whole platform to be able to do that, which is why I think the Switch was so huge for me. But also that same era with the PS4 games that I thought were just crazy good.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
I think also probably in terms of nostalgia,
Crazy delicious.
like if I were to go out to a retro game store and buy a PS2 and buy a bunch of games that I remember, more than likely what will happen is I'll get home and I'll be like, nice, I'll play these another day. Let me go to my newer game. So, although I did just get the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection that came out yesterday, so I'll be doing nostalgia gaming with that.
That's the one genre that I think I never just got super into, because it
Fighting.
it just required so much dedication and
But
work
you're Master
to be
Shimoda.
good at.
I mean, aren't you supposed to
So- Hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like with my man Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney.
Yes.
So
Oh, the girl's yours too?
yeah.
All three of you were fighting.
and Stevie Wonder as well.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's it to me, Street Fighter, I don't know, like that Super NES era though.
Oh my god.
That's when like Street Fighter 2 was like, oh my god, this is just like the arcade.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a huge deal. I mean, for the longest time, it was like, when is sort of consoles going to bridge the gap between arcade and home? And then, of course, you had one company, Neo Geo, that just said, yeah, here it is for like $800 or whatever crazy amount it was, which today would be like $5,000 or something. Or no, was it over $1,000? But it was Neo Geo was the exact same system as the arcade, and it was just crazy how much it was.
It was over $1,000, and I believe each game was $250 or something in the 90s. And yeah, I really wanted one, and my parents they wouldn't even answer me. They wouldn't even. They're like, stop.
I really love the Art of Fighting game.
Yeah,
because it was the first game that actually had Bruce Lee in it, even though he wasn't called Bruce Lee. That was Bruce Lee.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. He was.
So, and there was another fighting game too with the art of fighting that I thought was really good too at that time. But
Fatal Fury.
Yeah. It wasn't Fatal Fury. It was a little bit. I thought it was a little bit more realistic looking, but like that and like Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Also was huge. So yeah, it was just a good time for fighting games during that time.
That time for fighting games was perfect.
I was just gonna say perfect.
All right, let me get to some of my other questions because we have a few segments that we want to do too, and we don't want to. Jeff doesn't like our show to go over an hour, or too much over an hour. I think today we can make a little bit of an exception, but I'm going to glaze you a little bit here, Shimoda. So you were one of my greatest mentors in the video game industry. I've learned so much from you that's helped shape the way I think about approaching QA from different angles. My leadership style has changed by working with you and learning how to be patient in chaotic environments. My question is, when we worked at MZ, why did it take you so long to shuffle Jeff to a different team?
Stupid.
Well, first of all, Danelle, like what he's saying is he learned what not to do.
Yes.
And so I was his example. I was his example of what not to do, and so like he was just like, "Yep, definitely not doing that." What a jackass!
What? Hey, that's still learning.
And so what took me so long to move, Price over? I mean, I think yeah, absolutely. He was. I needed somebody to always have heated battles with on sports talk, and he just like I was the what not to do example for you, Mikey. Price was the same thing for anything sports. All of his arguments are like, let me see what Price thinks on this. Oh that's just what idiots think. And so like now, and that's where I would go to test my theories out, like my sports theories and stuff, but to see what the masses.
When I started, Sean was already on a different team. I mean, Jeff was already on a different team. How long had he been moved over before that?
When you started,
really, he was
probably around the same time, almost. I mean, we tried to get rid of him for years. For years we tried to get rid of him. But no, I probably around the same time you started. In fact, him moving probably opened up headcount, and so now now look at us. We have this podcast.
I mean, I've never shared this with anyone, so I'm don't keep this to yourselves, right? Don't let anyone else know that I said this, but I actually blamed a lot of the downfall to MZ to that group because that automation team was supposed to save us so much money to save the company because they were supposed to automate everything and like save us on so much, right? Because I mean, Tabs was all about cost and saving money, and so we were just like, oh yeah, let's put these guys on the automation team and with the best engineer that MZ has, and it's going to solve everything, and and then I actually thought it was going to create ChatGPT in QA, but I was misled.
It's funny, so. Jeff's cracking up. I believe you're there's some joking in there, but I wouldn't say it was the downfall of MZ or anything, but it may be a sore subject at some point in the future of the MZ story. Which is fine.
Well, it was just a lever that QA tried to have to save money.
Everyone wants automation in general, and it's actually. Let me ask you that. I have a bunch of jokey questions, that I wanted to get to, but like for example, let me just get some of those out of the way, and then we'll get to real stuff. Do you think Nicholas would have taken your job if he could just simply remember? Was a question. Speaking of Nicholas, who's Alberto? That's another question. And then another jokey question was, you have many hobbies. and interest, real estate, and making really nice homes being one of them. My question is, in your super sweet house that you have now, how many jam mag bags can you fit into it? But what is your thought?
Oh my god!
What is your thought on the whole automation thing and the approach of it? Because I probably with your more current job, working with all sorts of different video game companies. In my experience, a lot of companies are like, we want automation.
Yeah, I keep seeing that when I'm applying.
But then they have no idea what they want to do with it, why they want it, and how it actually affects the team. I mean, obviously, a lot of companies are like, we want automation because we want to be efficient and save money, and then they get rid of maybe a lot of their workforce, and then they find themselves in a kind of shitty situation because it's like, oh yeah, you actually, like most automation companies that I know will be the first to tell you that like we actually do need humans as well, like to make this be the most like the max value for this tool or whatever. But what are your thoughts on all of that stuff right now?
Yeah, let me see if I could explain all of that before Danelle sneezes.
Well, it's not.
And so
it's not bullshit.
I'm gonna attempt to do my Micro Machine moment, and sound like an auctioneer person. No, so my thoughts on that are like, I think AI is the new automation.
Yeah,
right? It's the new buzzword, and it's the same thing. Like the same thing that happened with automation before is happening to AI today, and that you still need humans. And I would even argue that with automation or with AI, there's a whole new realm. Oh my God, it's doing the hand thing again.
That was epic. That was great. You don't need to. That was great.
You should have taken your glasses off.
The end times are near. So I have no idea why it's zooming so much. So anyways,
that's okay, it was good.
The basically all because AI has like hallucinations and it has a lot of issues. I think there's a whole industry of just QAing AI, right? And just like there was with automation, like with automation, it's like, sure, let's create all this stuff, but you still need a team of humans to check it. And the funny thing is that all these teams want automation, and it comes back down to the same thing that has been a problem with software development forever, which is, great, we'll automate something for you. We've automated this script. It runs perfectly. And then all of a sudden, hey, why are all these things failing? Oh, because the development team made changes and didn't tell the automation team that like, hey, this icon or this button is now going to be moved here. So then all the scripts are messed up because that button used to be here and now it's over there. And so it goes back like, automation doesn't fix bad development process.
Right.
It just tells you like when something happens, right? And so like you still need a team dedicated to all these changes because like whether it's analog or manual or digital and automated, you still have that problem of, well, I can't test it correctly if you didn't tell me that you changed something. And so I think automation in theory is great if everybody did what they were supposed to do and the process was correct. The problem is that automation can't fix the human element of error, or just in a lot of cases it's not error, it's just choice of not wanting to do what they're supposed to do. And so again, like it all it does is supports that saying that the larger the QA team, it's inversely proportional to the skill level of the software team, right? And so like the worse the software development team's ability is to produce quality software, you need a larger QA team to keep telling them, like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And I mean, I get it. Automation is really good because, I think people spend so much money and coming from the vendor space, like on verification testing. And so a lot of like offshoring or sort of like outsourcing of QA is like, hey, just test all this just to make sure that nothing has changed. And it's almost like, okay, here it goes with the hand. I'm just gonna stop using the hands, and I'm just gonna have to use.
It's okay, don't acknowledge it. It's fine.
Instead.
No, you should see if you could control it. Like if you do say something dramatic and it zooms in.
Yeah, dun, dun,
yeah, I know, and then I makes my point.
Turns into Clark Kent.
But that's I think there's a lot of similarities to AI today. That, like, again, it's the new hotness, but it still requires a lot of maintenance. I've used a lot of AI myself to do stuff, and it hallucinates a lot. In fact, I caught it lying to me. Like, I asked it to create a script. It created the script, and it wouldn't run. And so I was just all like, hey, can you, it's not running. Here's the error. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Let me fix that script. Here it is. This one's fixed. And, here's the reason why it wasn't working before, and I fixed that. So then after a couple of times, I'm like, hey, I'm going to check to see if the script has changed at all. And it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I called it out, and I'm all like, hey,
you
lied to me and told me that you fixed this script, and it's exactly the same. And it's like, you're absolutely right. I am so sorry that I did that. And then it gave me a new script, and it was exactly the same thing. So then what I had to do was create a new chat, and then just said, hey, fix the script, it's not working, and it instantly fixed it. And so it's just kind of weird, like how there's still so much that you have to stay on top of.
Oh yeah.
Because it hallucinates so much.
I've called out AI as well,
and I even asked it, like, hey, what are you smoking? Can I get some of that too as well, because your hallucinations are crazy. But the response.
Sure. Would you like me to make you a list of all the places you can find what I'm smoking in a 10-mile radius around you?
Here are dispensaries that are close to you.
Yeah, I'm assuming you use Gemini, or maybe you use multiple things, but I find ChatGPT to be a really nice fellow.
Yeah, I mean, mainly marijuana and sometimes PCP. Oh, wait, you're talking about AI.
No, I know.
My bad. Yeah. Sorry.
They should have a strain called AI.
They should, yeah. Then it makes you hit your limit, and then you have to pay to get more.
I mean,
wow.
I do use Gemini a lot just because, I'm so sort of hooked into the Google ecosystem.
You are a Google stan, I believe.
If
you are the only one who owns the Stadia, like I said. In fact, I believe you're also maybe the only person who bought that special Atari console a few years ago. The VCS? Was that what it's called?
Yes.
How is the paper holding up after all these years of being weighed down by it?
So it's really funny you say that, because I never opened it. I always bought it. I always bought it as a sort of like something that collectors sort of thing.
What is it? VCS? I gotta look this up.
So Atari kind of, there was a rebirth with Atari, because for a while Atari didn't exist as a hardware company, and then it sort of like came back out again for the VCS, because Atari in name was only like the video game software side, and so like when the VCS came out, it kind of like started it. And so like now Atari is like all retro, and like a huge portion of it is clothing. There's all kinds of apparel, which is what this is. But it's actually smart, because I mean, if you look at Atari itself, I mean the brand itself is all about the nostalgia.
When did this VCS come out?
To folks. Around the time that we were at, I think it was like 2020 to 2021, something around there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know.
So,
I see right
because
here. On their website,
I pre-ordered it at MZ, and then I think I got it like right around the time that I left MZ.
Yeah, that was your party gift.
And it's still going on too as well, because one of the things that, again, the Switch did, which is why it was my last big great era, was just how much the Switch facilitated indie games. And that's kind of like what the VCS is. It's just all indie games along with retro games. And so one of the cool things that they did with it too as well is like they created a whole line of like modern versions of the classics, like Tempest, Missile Command, Centipede, Asteroid.
No need to swear.
And so, so I mean, the other thing too that's really awesome about the VCS is that you could put Linux on it and actually put Windows on it and just use it as a PC or sort of like a
That's just crazy.
Raspberry Pi style system. So yeah, but they've come out with so many other things. Like before this session started, Mikey was asking me if I got the Atari portable gaming handheld, which is actually really cool. I think it was a miss that it didn't put Lynx games on there because I still think Lynx was one of the best portable handheld for its time.
Especially since they have a pretty recent collection with Lynx games. It's not like they're hard to find or the rights are hard to get or anything like that. But yeah, I always question when those those console collection things come out and there isn't fucking 200 games on them, or you know what I mean? Like it's like you have access to it. Don't tell me you don't. But yeah, what do I know?
That's the one negative side of the Switch and Nintendo is I don't know if you've read recently where some folks have legal like SD cards that they then sort of put games on, and then the moment that it knows that you're using one of those things, it just bricks your Switch. Which kind of sucks because because the Switch itself is kind of made for that kind of stuff. But Nintendo, I mean they have the reputation for being such hard asses.
They are
in the industry.
Danelle
for a while there, it was always flip flop, right? Like 1 year they would not do good at all, and so they would be open and willing to do whatever's, and then they come out with the Wii and it's a hit, and then the next year they're just complete dicks to everybody, and just makes it super hard to develop on them. But the Switch was the turning point, right? Like the what was the one after the Wii? The
Wii U.
The Wii U was such a failure that when the Switch came out, they just knew that like, hey, the reputation with Nintendo systems were like the only games that are good are the first party games. Everything else is garbage. And I think the Switch really changed that.
Man, you're sure loving this Switch. That's all he's talking about. Switch. How many times have you mentioned it? We should count.
Well, Danelle, I was going to quiz you at the end. Yeah. He, if you were to ask Shimoda what his favorite word was, he would say switch. Yeah, and Jeff would say, "Why you got to say it like short?" But anyways, blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle. I need a whistle.
That crazy ass Switch.
Yeah, switch, please.
Oh my god.
Well, I have so many other questions, but I do feel like we should get to some of our other segments. And
really quickly, I will answer the other one though. But Nick definitely could have took over for me because after a while, I just became a mascot.
But he couldn't remember,
especially during the time that like my decisions didn't matter anymore because MZ's fate was sealed.
Yeah, I mean, and then that's what happened to me after you left. Except they didn't give me the fancy title or anything. They're just like, you could do the same shit.
I mean, Nick could have just took over while the Titanic was sinking and just, was the musical group that was playing. And then I was just looking at like the fireplace as it went down.
Yeah. I have so many good questions. Like, how much news?
I know. I've been looking on the thing here.
You've been looking? You're not supposed to look. I'm just kidding.
I just can't touch.
How much news could a Newsome summarize if a Newsome could summarize news? That's a question. The answer is 1, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I think, what would be fun... Jeff kind of had an idea of doing this with our guests at some point. Actually playing video games and shooting the shit would be fun. So if you would come back on the show...
Oh, that'd be cool.
It would take us 1 to 6 years how to figure out how to do that properly. And then put it out there. But actually, you know what? I have a piece of trivia I wanted to quiz you on. Let's see if you remember.
I'm probably not going to do well because I can't even remember people's names.
So we look. You're better than Nick. So we started working together.
Who's Alberto?
Nobody knows. I don't know. Jeff, is Alberto here right now, or?
No, he's not.
So we worked together at MZ. That's where we met. We technically worked together in 2008 on a Nintendo Wii game. Technically, we worked together, even though we didn't know it at the time. What game was that? 2008 Nintendo
Boom Blocks?
Wii. It was Boom Blocks.
What
yes,
the
it
heck
was.
is he? I was like,
Ding,
he's not
ding,
even
ding.
reading this sheet.
No, he's not. He doesn't have the sheet. He doesn't have the
I
sheet.
know, I can see he's not. What the heck is Boom Blocks?
Oh, man.
Aw, sheet. Come on now.
Boom Blocks was a Wii game that was first of, well, I was going to say first of a few Steven Spielberg
Yep.
produced. I don't know what he actually did games, but I think it's the only Steven Spielberg game that came out at EA. They canceled the other ones, maybe. Even though Boom Blocks was super fun, like you threw, it was a physics game.
So it was so great.
You threw things at like towers or animals or whatever, and you tried to like knock them over, and it was
Animals? How sad.
well, not animals. There was
No, I'm.
animals harmed in the making of Boom Blocks.
You know what's funny is it looked like Minecraft.
It did
Before Minecraft came out. Like the characters looked like Minecraft.
Danelle hates Minecraft.
So
it's not going to sell her.
So I would not. Well, it was way cuter than
Yeah.
Minecraft,
Yeah.
and so I would not be surprised if Boom Blocks was kind of an inspiration for Minecraft.
Yeah, but yeah, so we technically worked on Boom Blocks together.
Wow.
And
Very
what's
nice.
funny is sort of the other like Boom Blocks was just a small side Spielberg game in order to meet the contract, because I think they went into a contract with him for a couple of games.
Yeah.
The other game that was supposed to come out, which never did come out, was a really they were trying to sort of do this thing with AI and make you have this entire game where you have this experience and story playing through it with like a NPC that was supposed to have like you developed a really good relationship with, and it was very interesting because this was sort of during that time of Mirror's Edge.
Yes.
And so I think there's going to be sort of a lot of stuff where, it was this, because Spielberg was all about the sort of like emotional movie experiences, and so I think they were trying to bring that to video games, and it was a huge production that just got canceled. Whereas Boom Blocks, the side project, I think was the only thing that actually was released.
It was.
So, and I think, no, I don't think it had to, if it was to do with the Medal of Honor stuff. But yeah, Boom Blocks was so fun.
It was.
And-
I liked that one a lot. So I was in
And it was-
certification, right? So I mean, like technically we worked together, but
Yeah,
we did work
yeah.
on that. I did get that title, so
But it was the Wii aspect that made it so fun, because like during that time, sort of using the Wiimote,
yeah.
like with bowling and stuff. This one was trying to use the Wiimote to like toss blocks, and so think of like Angry Birds, but using your Wiimote
Yes.
as an analog way of throwing or slingshotting, if you will.
Yes.
So
It was fun. I think I still have it somewhere, actually. I always look at
Great
my pile
game.
of junk, but
Pile.
all right. One last question before we get to our next segment. I can tell Jeff's getting nervous here.
I
When
know
you
we're at
found
like 54 minutes.
when you found out that Watson wasn't his first name, but still the name that he went by, be honest, did you tell yourself, Watson a name anyways? All right, we can move to our next segment. So
Wow. Didn't.
let me set this up a little bit. So we, of course, every segment do a segment called Snax. And I asked you to prepare that really quick, John. But
Oh, I
before
was
we
wondering because I didn't see it on here. I was like, "What is it?"
well, it just says Shimoda Snacks. Before we get to that, Sean, we do have some intro music. So Jeff, hit that beat, son.
Snack, 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 snack.
All right.
Booyakasha.
Boom, boom, boom. So for those of you who don't know, who are first-time listeners, or Nick Wong, because you can't remember, Snacks is
poor
a segment where we pair awesome food with even more awesomer video games, just like you would fancy food with fine wine.
Fancy.
Of course,
feast.
Snacks is spelled with an X because we only have our GEDs.
I'm excited to hear this.
But so, anyways, I did ask Sean to come up with his own segment, and
Oh.
I guess there's not. I mean, do you need any more help kind of setting it up, Sean, or you just want to go for it?
I guess I'll just go for it.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear this.
With his snacks,
with a little bit of nostalgia.
Yes.
I mean, if I had to pick the snack combo, then I'm gonna go back to Mr. Pibb and Red Vines equals crazy delicious.
What? Wait, Mr. Pibb
Oh my
and Red
God.
Vines together?
Is there a way to just cut her off right now and just cut the feed? Can we just kick her out now?
Never.
Can I ask?
Wow.
Did you bite? Did you make a red vine into a straw and stick it in the can of Mr.
That's
Pibb?
what I was wondering.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, you have to do that, right? And not just one. You have to have like two.
Yeah.
Better
flow.
Red Vines.
Of course.
Red
That's
Vines were the boba straw with flavor before boba straws were a thing.
That is true. I never even thought about that, but that's true.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that with Twizzlers.
No.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't that like a huge debate, right? Talk about arguments, Twizzlers or Red Vines. It's like anyone that said Twizzlers,
you're suspect.
so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's what
expecting to hear that combo.
That should be your pumpkin carving face. Is the
I can try. I'll post a picture.
Who farted? Who farted?
Oh shit!
But I do have other ones too as well.
Oh yes, it's here.
I mean, one of my favorite. I mean, the only thing that made it difficult was sort of like your fingers would get sticky. But one of my favorite go-tos was the sour belts.
Okay.
Ooh, yum.
But
Strawberry.
you just, it's one of those things where it looked like you just had like this really long tongue. because when you're playing video games, you just kind of like put it in your mouth and it just kind of like the whole time.
That's why it's a perfect video game snack.
Right.
But sour belts for me.
Yum.
I mean, that's, and like I would eat it until like my tongue got like numb and raw.
Yeah. Those were the cocaine sour belts. Oh shit! Wrong bag.
Oh yeah. They're a little bit more difficult to snort, but
yeah, it gets stuck. You could actually pull it out.
But after you eat all the belts up, though, then you could snort all the nose candy that's left over.
Round 2, fight.
Mr. Pibb over Dr. Pepper, huh?
Well, I mean, for me, I like Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
But I did, if I remember correctly, like Mr. Pibb was kind of the a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, they were different
version since Dr. Pepper had a little bit more of a bite to it.
Yeah, crispier.
Bite.
Yeah.
Round 2.
But Diet Dr. Pepper was one of the first diets that actually tasted so close to Diet Squirt and Diet Dr. Pepper to me are like the best diets.
I'm laughing because of Jeff's face, and the audience won't be able to see it, so I had to point it out. But fat boy on a diet, don't try it. I'll bust your ass like a looter in a riot.
Yes.
What was I going to ask? Or not ask. We could only afford Dr. Skipper growing up, so.
Wasn't that a Barbie?
Safeway select Dr. Skipper. That sounds like I guess it could be a Barbie husband or something.
Skipper was one of the.
Oh, that's right. That's the. I don't know. I don't know my Barbie lore. I guess.
Okay.
I guess I should. I have daughters, but.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that still a thing though?
I don't know. Well, I forgot my next question. It's okay. Anyways, Red Vines and Mr. Pibb.
Yep.
This would be, let's say, actually, what game would you pair with Red Vines and Mr. Pibbs and Sour Belt? Did you have a game in mind, or are you going to go off the head?
I mean,
things that make you go,
I don't know, for some reason what comes to my mind is the multiplayer Mario Kart. When it had like the balloons.
Okay,
you basically had to go fight and pop the balloons.
Yes.
Because when I thought of like the sour belts, like the whole thing was like picking the right time to grab a belt and shove it in your mouth really quickly, which is why it just like right there, and then you just kind of eat it as you're playing.
And they're like, oh,
yeah, and then of course when you get your balloon popped, then basically like you blame it on the fact that you were the sour belt and the little
so many things
stuff
I
on.
could say.
Yeah, I know. So
man, I remember the first time I got my balloon popped, something like that.
Exactly. I had a belt in my mouth and everything.
I mean, the balloons did look like cherries.
Oh my god! It's funny. It's funny. I thought about this in a good way. Like when this podcast started out, it was pretty. Like there was a lot more cussing, a lot more dirty jokes, and all that kind of stuff. We kind of cleaned it up, like for various reasons.
Not
it's like,
because
maybe we'll get a job someday, or it's like it's easier to monetize, even though we have 3 fans, or it's like I don't want to portray myself like that. And I was like, I think the Shimoda show will bring back a little bit of the nostalgia, if you will.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I've held back a lot.
I can tell. So it's hard not to.
Yeah, because I'm basically just trying to go off of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, because, just looking at Price's face, like, makes me want to have all kinds of expletives. But I'm holding back right now. You know what I mean?
Show me a mean face.
I'm hoping that Price will do like the Jimmy Kimmel thing where he censors me and makes it sound like I'm just going off the rails with every other word.
Oh,
just
that'd be hilarious.
Your normal sentence, but it still says.
Yeah. What do you think about that video game? And it's just like just nothing but an expletive tirade.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He could, but no. Yeah. Let's see. Cherries, balloon popped, belt in mouth. What else is there to say about it? So okay, Mario Kart. I was looking for the belt.
Your Mario Kart?
I still have the belt from when we used to do tournaments in office, and
nice.
We played the Mario Kart balloon pop mode, and I think I got second place for that.
Dirty Pop.
Dirty Pop. Yeah, that's what we called it, the Dirty Pop tournament. But I can't find the belt. I still have the belt though.
We actually did didn't we do kind of like a inter-office Olympics style, like where we competed again with like Las Vegas and stuff like that.
I know that
on some games.
I know that we. Oh yes, we did.
And we did like keep talking and nobody. We also didn't we do? What's the one where you have to figure out who the wolf is? Oh, One Night Werewolf.
Yeah, One Night in Paris, I think.
And it was hilarious because Jan convinced the other two. It was crazy. I remember like when Jan convinced the other two that someone wasn't
I was in that session.
Wolf.
Yeah, I was.
Yes,
I was very sad to be duped by Jan, and you were so pissed off. We got duped by Jan.
That's awesome. I didn't know about this.
In retrospect, it was like, how the fuck did we get duped by Jan? But
I mean, in retrospect, to be honest with you, it's because Jan is I mean, he's the nicest guy. You would never think that there is like any deceit in him.
Watch your back with him, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, who would have known that like the most convincing thing is, I don't know, sir.
Yeah.
I think it might be this.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? You're right. I mean, he kind of like is the good angel on your shoulder, but he's really a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. So we got Mario Kart with Mr. Pibb, should have been Dr. Pepper, and Red Vines, but not Twizzlers, because if someone were to say Twizzlers, what would happen, Danelle? You would go like this.
Oh.
Exactly.
Look, see, there's your pumpkin.
So
Oh my god.
Take a picture of that. That would be good.
It's your face imploding. So.
All right. We're going to go to our last segment here, and this is a fun one, Sean. I really like this one, and I want you to be able to participate. I think you'll quickly kind of grasp this game show as it happens. But this is our Rapido Fire-O segment. We always end the show with rapid fire. And this is actually America's favorite game show. No joke. The most fan feedback that I get personally is about this segment. People love it. Danelle hates it. But this is Danelle hears a word or a sentence or a title. She hears something. She thinks about it for a second. Then she designs a game, usually with people walking around, and then she rates that game. We need to work on the title of this game show. It changes every time. But that's the way it works, basically. What I just said as the title is also the rules.
I'm nervous. I don't like doing this.
So for this edition, we'll be using Shimoda catchphrases, things that you often heard him saying on the floor, or me doing an impression of him saying. So Danelle, are you ready to do this? And Sean, are you ready to participate? Because what happens is she'll kind of start, and then we'll be like, oh yeah, and then you can do this and that. Like it'll be obvious. You ready, Danelle?
Yep.
All right. The first game will be called Alignment.
Oh my goodness. This is a game about aligning things, like a teeter-totter. You gotta. Okay. So I actually have a Tetris. But it's like a gigantic Tetris, and but it's like the one where you have to kind of like put it. You have to like each person gets a turn, and then if you like get to like put it so that it balances. So it's going to be a game of balance. That's what alignment is, a game of balance.
It's like a puzzle game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game,
and it goes perfectly with alignment because Mr. Miyagi, it's about balance.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you got one person on each side, and then you got to. Try and...
It's a co-op game.
Yeah.
Yep, and who's going to fall off first? You got to try and...
you have to be aligned.
You got to be aligned. And that's okay. I'd say it's a 5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
They got physics a little bit better.
Yeah. Good idea, not well executed.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh.
Perfect.
I had some deja vu with you saying that. I felt like that was said a lot at MZ.
Wait, what? Perfect or not well executed? Not well executed.
Executed.
Not well executed.
Yeah.
You can't go out right now, girl.
A good idea, but not well executed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it happened a lot, for sure.
I never said.
I think that's like on the tombstone of MZ.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So.
Yep.
They're still. Hey, look, they're still around. The next game is called Literally.
Oh, wow. I'm going to be really literal with this, where it's a typing game, and whatever comes on screen, you got to type it out really fast as you can. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. I don't know. It's got to be, you have like 3 lives, or you got a couple of lives or whatever, and if you don't type it out correctly within this certain amount of time, you have a really short timer too, so you got to be like really fast. So it's a stressful game.
Like in the game, there's someone with a gun to your head. Literally, it's with a gun to your head.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah. So there's an actual video game of that. It's a battle royale, and everyone's in a room, and you're all typing.
Oh.
And if you correctly type stuff, there's a robot with a gun to your head, and it's like Russian roulette. It'll pull the trigger, and like it's random whether or not to pull it. So, yeah, but it looks really fun. But the feedback that I heard from folks playing it was that it doesn't really help your typing.
Well, see, then this one's going to be 5 out of 10 also, because it wasn't well executed either.
And it's also...
executed.
it's also not
good idea.
It's not a
bad
original
execution
idea either. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, a few more. I actually have to go pick up my daughter from school soon. A few more. Let's go with. We'll do rapid fire.
Actual rapid fire. Yep, go.
Next one is that's really good, but it would be a lot better if you sous vide it. What is this game?
Nice. Cooking game. You actually have to see if you know the proper time to sous vide something. Different things that you have to put in water and sous vide it, and if it overcooks, you're cooked. Cook chat.
It's called Your Cook Chat.
It's called We're Cooked Chat. And this one is 2 out of 10 because it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised that you said like a modern, like Gen Z phrase there, Danelle. Usually you get stumped by them.
I was around the kids who play a lot of online games and...
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm surprised that along with that, you were like, oh, I'd give that like a 6, 7.
Yeah, you had a missed opportunity there. But she didn't like the game, though.
Which is crazy that's like some sites' word of the year.
Yeah, dude, it is. I can't escape it. I mean, I have 2 kids in that that age range.
Well, you're gonna like my next one then.
Uh-oh.
What's your next one?
What's the next one?
I'll tell you it when I explain the game.
Oh, would it be?
She's serious too because she's got a knife.
Okay, would it be? Is it Oh Man? Is the game
No.
Oh Man?
Oh
No,
yeah.
Okay.
The
Shimoda phrase is Oh Man. But yeah, what's the game?
You got to figure out if it's a man or a woman.
And that's why you have a knife?
No.
No, I was just that. Yeah, you got to figure out if it's a man or a woman. But I give it a 6,
pronouns.
7.
Is it like Guess Who? Is it kind of like a social deduction?
It's the sequel to Papers, Please.
Oh, okay.
And like when they're coming through, you got to see if the gender on the passport is correct or not.
Wow, this is a TSA game.
Danelle knows what Papers, Please is, or she maybe forgot, because we had an episode not too long ago where we designed a bunch of games, and I made a Halloween Papers, Please type game where you have to figure out if it's a kid or a demon.
Nice.
I do not remember this.
Yeah,
Danelle, so you accidentally like blow up kids
2 weeks ago or something like that. 3 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's do one more.
Yep.
I'll read the 2 because we are running out of time.
Yep.
I'll read the rest of the phrases, but I'll give you one more.
Yep.
One more phrase. One of them was, and then another one was.
Nice.
I love the San Francisco Giants. I do not like the LA Dodgers. I only like Bay Area sports teams, and I think Mikey's choice to pick David Robinson as his center for our fake NBA draft was a good one, despite Jeff's disagreement with him on it. But for the last game, let's go with Diane.
What?
I can maybe this will help you design the game. So when Sean, I hope this is okay to talk about. Sean would bring his significant other around to, let's say, team building, like movie night, right? We would rent out a theater or team building restaurant. And when you brought plus ones, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, this is my wife Amanda," blah 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 blah. So we would walk up to the theater. Sean would be standing with Diane, his significant other, and we'd be standing there, and then he'd remember, like, oh shit, I need to introduce Diane, but it always came out as Diane. So what is, if I can read it like almost phonetically, the game title is
oh my gosh.
Diane.
I don't know.
I stump you. We didn't get any walking. We didn't get any walking around.
I know
today in our game designs.
You're walking around confused. You don't know.
You're looking for Diane. It's kind of like a modern Where's Waldo.
Yeah, but where's Diane? And
but
then
it's
you're like,
and then you see
have
someone.
amnesia and you don't know what things are. Oh, that's a tree. Oh,
yeah.
That's my foot. Oh, there's Diane. That's what Diane looks like.
Yeah.
It's like I spy Diane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10. I love like hidden object, I spy, like find a different kind of
9 out
thing.
of 10.
I love those ones. So this is gonna be a 9 out of 10.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Right.
That was a good one.
Right.
For that one. You stumped me.
I think that that about does it for that segment. Danelle, I always have to ask you this at the end. What have you learned today? I haven't learned anything, but what have you learned today, Danelle?
Sean's a talker.
And a giver. He's a lover, a giver.
Yep.
And a screamer.
A screamer.
Oh, I didn't need to know that.
I was trying to think of... I've never heard you scream. I've seen you get mad at people, but I've never heard you scream. Do you scream?
Maybe it was just the voices in my head.
Have you ever screamed at anyone as a boss? I mean, maybe you don't want to admit it, but like...
I mean, not screaming.
Yeah.
I guess it would be the equivalent of screaming. So, during one of our video game sessions.
Wanna scream. I like that song from Michael Jackson.
I think I never, as a manager, I never screamed at anyone, but I had a very
Harry
they
Bob.
knew I was mad through text message, and they immediately apologized, and because it was midnight, texting me about something that had nothing to do with me that they were mad at, so that's the closest I ever got. And they're like, "Oh shit, you're right."
Scream.
Oh,
just stop.
I guess
me.
I guess the actual screaming that happened would be when I was at EA. We used to have this one boss that was just really like, this dude would literally stand at the entrance to the QA area looking at his watch if it was 101, like 1 minute past lunch.
Boo, boo that man.
And so like, it was such a huge QA area, and his office was all the way on the other end, but he would do his rounds.
Oh.
And so we had these code words. Like, it was one of the
awesome.
In the game itself, there was this thing that you could drop that was, it was like some spell because it was from Battle for Middle-earth or something like that. And so I think, Danelle would like this. It was called Elven Wood. And basically, like when you dropped Elven Wood, all these trees would pop up and give you like this buff. But anyways, because people were playing music, or sometimes, we were just kind of relaxed, whenever someone would see him walking, because you could see that long sort of like walkway for a long ways. And so whenever so there's one time I saw him walking towards us, and I'm just like, Elven Wood. I started screaming that to everyone, because like, he's one of those guys that if he saw you doing something wrong, he literally
there it is. Oh yeah,
that was
sorry, go on.
That was the best part.
He would literally call out that person in front of everybody and shame them in front of everybody. So and that's where I screamed Elven Wood.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
Man, that was also great timing with that close up. Man, you are ready for your close up, Mr. Shimoda.
That was perfect.
All right, well, Jeff. It's a special episode today, so do we have any time to get to our main topic? I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the show, Sean, I said what our main topic would be. We never got to it, which is it's horseshoes. For example, what is a horseshoe?
Let's play a game of horseshoe.
What does a horseshoe do? Let's play a game of horseshoe. Is anybody listening to me? Jeff, do we have any time for that? Or damn it, again. Every time. Every week. Every week, Sean, we never get to our main topic. It's almost like it's a bit. But
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's
so
it's kind of like saying sorry to Matt Damon.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that. Well, anyways, Danelle, it's time to say goodbye. So say goodbye, Danelle.
Goodbye, Danelle.
And with that, we always end our show with the double shift toast, which is no longer spooky. It's back to the original toast, and that is: may your gamer score be heavy and your backlog be light. May your connection be strong and your aim precision tight. May your Joy-Cons be as mighty as the ocean, but never should they drift. And for all you QA pirates out there, you'll survive. Yar! Double shift. Later, Hosen. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Always like a Jedi guy.
I know. I want my camera to do that now.